Little People, Big World. Amy Roloff's husband Chris caught gossiping behind her back to Matt Dear Loves. Welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Little People, Big World fans criticize Chris for not respecting Amy's boundaries, despite her being a good sport about it. The issue of Chris talking about Amy isn't dramatic, but it could cause future problems for her. In a preview of the next Little People, Big World episode, Amy Roloff's husband Chris Marek is caught in a lie that involves her ex Matt Roloff. Amy and Matt announced their separation in 2015 after being married for 28 years, with the divorce being made final the following year. 5 years later, Amy got married to Chris Marek after getting engaged in 2019. Little People, Big World is still showing the fallout from Amy and Matt's divorce, including everything going on with Roloff Farm. Matt recently announced he's leaving the land to Amy when he dies. Amy's husband Chris also appears on the TLC show, and in a preview of Little People, Big World Season 25, Episode 2, he gets caught in a lie after saying he and Matt do not talk about her when they hang out. In the Little People, Big World Season 25 preview clip, Amy and Chris are eating lunch outside when the topic of Chris and Matt's bromance is brought up. Amy is fine that the two men are friends, as long as things don't get too crazy. In a confessional, Chris claims that they're not talking about Amy. No one's throwing her under the bus. While eating, Chris admits that sometimes Amy does come up during their conversations, but they're never comparing notes. At this point, the Little People, Big World preview clip cuts back to the confessional, where a producer behind the camera can be heard telling the couple, so the topic of Amy did not come up. Except for once. Amy immediately looks over at Chris, and things get uncomfortable. The body language is clear. Finally, Chris fesses up and admits that he and Matt have talked about how irritating Amy can be when she constantly leaves doors and drawers open. Amy claims those incidences rarely happen. Fortunately, the tension quickly eases and they start laughing about the situation. The actual issue at hand, that Amy leaves doors and drawers open, really isn't a huge problem. However, fans in the comments section of the Instagram post that shared this Little People, Big World preview clip weren't happy that Chris and Matt were talking about Amy behind her back. Tram23 thought that Chris totally disrespected her by not allowing her this boundary. Nancy Egg 550 agreed that it's disrespectful, but Amy's being a good sport about it, though she's too nice sometimes. There were a handful of fans in the comments section that defended Chris and Matt talking about Amy. When the producer called Chris out, it seemed like there would be a big revelation, especially seeing how physically uncomfortable he got at that moment. The admission itself was kind of boring. Nothing exciting or dramatic was revealed. However, the fans are right that it's probably best if Chris and Matt don't bring up Amy while they're hanging out. Surely, there are plenty of other topics they can discuss instead, despite the fact that they have something in common, which is being married to Amy. It'll be interesting to see if Chris and Matt's friendship causes any other issues for Amy going forward. LPBW stars Amy Roloff and Chris Marek are fan favorites. While they have only been married for a few years, fans already love their chemistry. The former began sharing her journey of finding love again on Little People Big World after her and Matt's divorce. Well, she and Chris made it work and got serious. Then, in September 2021, they announced living in a house of their own following their grand farm wedding in August 2021. Well, fans have been quite curious about their property. Here are all the details and an inside look into their Hillsboro, Oregon house. Popular LPBW couple Amy and Chris Marek have never failed to make the audience gush over them. In Little People Big World, fans love their chemistry and are proud of the former for finding such a good man to look after her. It is a known fact that Amy got a house of their own in 2018 after she moved out of Roloff Farms following her divorce. Then, she and Chris officially announced living in a new home worth $589,000, in September 2021. However, as of today, the cost of the house has increased up to $823,000. The property is spread across 3,767 square feet, as per Zillow. It boasts of 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. The striking feature of Amy and Chris' humble abode is that it is an open-concept home. In fact, the LPBW stars are living with extra space for a bonus room or a loft. Their kitchen is also quite striking, the very place from where Amy shoots her cooking videos, as it is gourmet. It also has black countertops with shelves and cupboards made of light-colored wood. While Amy and Chris's patio is fully covered, it's also been fully fenced. As far as more exteriors are concerned, the garage is on street and attached. The couple also has central cooling along with carpeted and laminated hardwood flooring. It has been a while since Amy and Chris have been living in their Hillsborough house. Well, Marek works in the field of real estate. Hence, he is driven to find the best houses for himself and his wife. As Amy Roloff is quite close to her audience, she often hosts an Ask Anything session for them. That's where she revealed that she and her husband plan on moving. Her first update had the LPBW star saying she was looking for properties in Oregon itself. Later, Amy's daughter-in-law Tori also made a post. She explained convincing the letter to move to Washington in a house close to her and Zach and their kids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. While nothing is final as of now, Amy did mention she might consider doing so in the hunt for an ideal property. So, do you like Amy and Chris's current Oregon? Amy Roloff opened up about her life as season 25 of Little People, Big World neared. Speaking with Tamron Hall, she and Chris Marek discussed their relationship, and in another interview, she spoke about Karen Chandler and where she stands with Matt Roloff's fiancé. When Matt Roloff offered to arrange the wedding venue for his ex-wife, some fans wondered why he bothered. On the TLC show, almost everything he said was greeted with dripping sarcasm by Chris Marek's fiancé. If nothing else, LPBW fans could at least enjoy the developing bromance between the two men. And Team Matt thought Amy would burn up inside with bitterness. Amy Roloff brought fury and bitterness to the Little People Big World's house. Naturally, she felt hurt because Karen used to be employed as a farm manager. In the current season of the show, spoilers revealed that Matt Roloff announced that he asked Karen Chandler to be his wife. LPBW fans already knew about it from social media. But did it anger Amy to the point where she couldn't stand being anywhere near her? Us Weekly spoke with Chris Marek and his wife on Tuesday, and she became quite candid about where she stands with Karen Chandler these days. The TLC star seems way less bitter than in the past. Putting it down to time and change, she seemingly left the bitterness where it belongs, in the past. Amy Roloff seems more philosophical 9 years after the divorce, and of course, since she married Chris Marek. Speaking about the kids, the TLC star feels that they will adapt to Karen as a member of the family in their own time. She said, "Karen's been around for a long time, but I think it's just a matter of time. You got to give your kids time to embrace it." What are your thoughts about Amy Roloff and Karen Chandler getting along well enough to work without friction? Are you glad that being married to Chris Marek seems to have allowed her to take a step back from her initial bitterness after the divorced Little People Big World is off the air after 25 seasons, and viewers may be wondering what the cast is doing now to make money? Based on the most recent updates making the rounds, fans begged and pleaded with Amy Roloff to find a different way to go about making a buck. So, what happened with this recent situation, and what are viewers saying? Little People Big World was confirmed to be cancelled following the conclusion of season 25 on TLC. This is something that most viewers expected once Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff decided to quit the show and do their own thing. However, it took months for word to become official. Based on what Little People Big World insiders revealed recently, Most of the cast is glad that season 25 was the final chapter. Many of them are looking forward to the time off and to being able to focus on other projects. It turns out, the only person who wanted things to continue was Matt Roloff. With Little People Big World no longer on the air, many fans wonder what the cast is doing to keep themselves busy, as well as what they are doing for cash without regular TLC paychecks coming in from the network. According to the latest updates from Amy Roloff, she seems to be selling a new product online. Based on the latest updates from Amy Roloff on TikTok, she is promoting a rotary cheese grater to her many followers on the platform. Amy shared a video of her using this new product in her own kitchen, as she said it is great for making homemade carrot cake and more. While many Little People Big World fans understand the need for the cast to do something else to make a buck now that the show is no longer filming, many still called Amy Roloff out for this latest rotary grater cash grab. Little People Big World fans made a lot of cheese puns and jokes, but many also said that Amy trying to peddle this cheese grater is beneath her. Just because she is more than likely getting a kickback and slash or some percentage of sales through promoting this grater, the way many viewers see it, she should not be doing this. Little People Big World celeb Amy Roloff recently shared an update mid-flight, as she flew back home to Michigan to spend some time with her 96-year-old dad and other family members. So, what else did Amy have to say? As Little People Big World fans who have been keeping up with the latest news have heard, the TLC show was officially cancelled after 25 seasons. Having a run that extended from 2006 until 2024 is certainly nothing to scoff at, as the entire family documented their lives for a long time. One of the benefits of no longer having a TLC crew around, and no longer having to stick to a TLC filming schedule, is that Amy Roloff and others have a lot more time to do other things, and they are no longer tethered to committing to that time. Based on the latest updates from Amy, she is clearly taking full advantage of this extra freedom. Luckily for Amy Roloff, her dad is still around. At 96 years old, he is still kicking, and Amy regularly flies back to Michigan to spend time with him, as well as to see her other family members. Recently, Amy shared a pic flying in style in first class, on the way to see her father, and it looked like a smooth flight. Along with showing off a pic of her flying high and on her way to Michigan, Amy Roloff wrote, "Flying to Michigan to hang out with my 96-year-old strong dad. This is a staying up all night look to Uber it to the airport at 3:00 am. First class may not be the same back in the day, but it's still a treat and fun." Amid the Little People Big World cancellation after season 25, an insider dished that the only family member who wanted to continue filming the show was Matt Roloff. Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff officially quitting the show was the catalyst to bring about the cancellation, and everyone aside from Matt seems to be happy that this chapter is over. As for Amy Roloff, she has more time to enjoy first-class flights to Michigan, and she has more time to spend with Marek as well, along with more time for her cooking, baking, and other endeavors, and she seems perfectly content with that. Amy Roloff and Marek, stars of the hit TLC series Little People Big World, are still together today and going strong. The reality stars are in the process of planning their wedding, which is scheduled for sometime in 2021. The LPBW stars got engaged in September 2019, and although they are still very happily engaged today and planning their nuptials, they haven't moved in together, according to an Instagram live video Amy shared in April. Here's what we know about Amy and Chris' relationship today. Amy and Chris got engaged in September 2019 while out to celebrate Amy's birthday at her favorite restaurant. The two had been dating since 2017, so the engagement was a long time coming. Following Chris' proposal, the reality star told People, "I'm excited, I'm so surprised, I'm thrilled. I never in a million years thought I'd be getting married again, but I also hoped for it. Now that it's happening, I couldn't be happier or more excited." Marek added that he was nervous to propose, but he attempted to pick the perfect engagement ring for his longtime girlfriend. I was very nervous. It had to be a heart-shaped diamond because I knew that's what Amy wanted. He also said he wished the cameras weren't there because he became very emotional during the proposal, but he was thrilled nonetheless that Amy said yes. After it was over, I really regretted that the cameras were there because I didn't like anyone else seeing it, he told Us Weekly. I wasn't expecting those waves of emotion to overtake me like that. I was sorry that there were other people that got to see that. Amy also shared the news on Instagram, along with a photo of her beautiful ring. The reality star wrote, "Guess what? I wanted to share with you I'm engaged. I was so surprised when Chris asked me to marry him. I said yes, I couldn't be happier and so looking forward to this new part of our life journey together. I'm blessed. Love you, Chris. I love us." During an Instagram live video on April 22, Amy revealed that she and Chris are taking steps toward moving in together, but she still needs a little bit more time before fully committing to the move. She mentioned during the April 28 episode of LPBW that she is ready to move in with her beau, but she wanted to take a bit more time to do so. "Last night, we had talked about living together and when that would all happen," she said on the show. "I think I am very good with, moving in with him while we're engaged, planning for a wedding and a marriage." She also added, "For right now, I've got 30 years of stuff to move. I mean, I'd like to get all settled in with the furniture or whatever furniture and stuff, and then move in and stuff like that." However, on April 22, the 55-year-old reality star took to Instagram Live to answer fan questions. During the Q&A, she revealed that Chris still had his own house, as of late April. "No, we're not.